Today, we're going to make some vegan White Castle sliders a bunch of ways. We're going to make them like they did in 1921, and then we're going to try out the version from 1954 that they still use today. Finally, I'll show you my preferred method, and we'll also make some freezer-friendly sliders perfect for when the midnight munchies hit. But first, let's go back in time to 1921, which is when White Castle essentially started the fast food revolution here in the United States. And I had assumed that they'd always made the steamed patties that we know and some of us love today. However, I recently found out that they did something quite different back then. Instead of the steamed slider, they used to make a mini hamburger complete with lettuce, tomato, pickles, and grilled onions. And they also grilled it directly on the griddle, and they even seasoned it. I know, weird, wild stuff. Now this is a simple concoction to make. First, for the buns, you want to get some of these dinner rolls, and I can find these at Kroger/Ralph's, and they're definitely similar to the ones at White Castle. Just make sure to check the ingredients to make sure whatever you get is vegan. Next, for the meat, you can use something like Impossible or Beyond Meat, or if you want to make some homemade patties, I have a recipe for that, link in the description. But for each patty, we'll start with a 2-ounce ball of meat. I like to form my patties by placing it on a piece of burger or parchment paper, and then I'm going to smash that ball into a patty like so. Just make sure it's about the size of your rolls or buns. Next, for the cheese, I suggest getting some of your favorite vegan American cheese and then slicing it so it'll be a good size for your burger patty. You can use the scraps in a grilled cheese, nachos, or just snack on them, whatever works. After that, we'll get some fresh onions and we'll go ahead and dice those up. Maybe in the name of being smart and lazy, I'll use this veggie chopper. I did use it. Good job, past me. And now all we need to do is get a griddle or skillet heated up over medium to medium-high heat. And first, I'll go ahead and lightly toast the slider rolls. Once those are looking good, we'll scoot them to the side and we'll grill those onions until slightly golden and softened, about 4 to 5 minutes. Make sure you give them a little salt, of course. Lastly, we'll add our little burger patties, season them with salt and pepper and whatever else you like, grill them for about 2 to 3 minutes and then give them a flip, add a slice of your mini cheese and then a few squirts of water and then cover to steam and melt the cheese. Then we just need to build our little burger, so we'll go ahead and add our cheeseburger patty, some grilled onions, pickles, tomato, and lettuce. Maybe some ketchup or mustard, whatever you fancy, and I don't know why, but this looks like a burger from the 1920s to me. I mean, I feel like the way the bun sits on top, it's almost like a little derby hat or something. But how does it taste? Well, personally, I totally dug this. I mean, it's pretty dang perfect as it's just a tiny cheeseburger. My only gripe is I think the lettuce and tomato aren't really necessary. They add a bit too much moisture that isn't really needed, but at the end of the day, they are still pretty dang fantastic. And something else that's pretty dang fantastic is the coffee by today's sponsor, Perc. I've been enjoying this coffee for a few weeks now. I've tried it both on the stovetop and my regular drip coffee machine, and it's honestly some of the tastiest coffee I've had in a while. Now, I'm no barista, and I gotta say that the coffee I've been making is just as good, if not better, than anything I'd get at a fancy coffee shop. And Perc's branding is fun and colorful, but it also makes for finding the right coffee the easy way. Perc's milder coffees go into blue bags, balanced coffees go in yellow bags, and wild coffees in pink bags. Which makes sense because the Ethiopian coffee might have been my favorite as it's got a unique fruity flavor. And if you're not sure where to start, there's an All the Vibes box with a little bit of everything. Perc also has instant craft coffee, which is the perfect travel companion. It makes awesome coffee super easy whether you're staying at a hotel or camping in the great outdoors. And since brewing coffee can be daunting, Perc has all the brew guides and pro tips to get you to a great cup as well. So if you're interested, check the link in the description, and thank you, Perc, for sponsoring this video. Now let's fast forward to 1954. Rock and roll was just getting started. The first Fast and the Furious movie just came out, and it was 1 year before Doc Brown invented the flux capacitor. It was also the year that White Castle developed a new way to cook their burgers. Instead of cooking them directly on the grill, they would steam them on a bed of onions. And the reason for this was speed and efficiency, aka more burgers equals more money. But are they any good? Well, let's make them and find out. So to get our burgers into square patties, you have a few options. First, you can get about 2 ounces of meat, roll it into a ball, and then smash it like so. Then just cut off the edges to form a square patty. The faster and more efficient way would be to grab an 1/8 sheet pan. If you don't have a few of these, I highly suggest getting some. They are great for baking smaller meals and even using as plates for burgers with fries and whatnot. But you just want to line a sheet pan with some parchment paper and then take your vegan meat and press it down. Just press it out as best as you can, and then once it's looking good, add another piece of parchment paper on top. Next, add another sheet pan and then press down to flatten it further. And now we want to transfer it to a cutting board, and this is much easier if you leave a bit of parchment paper over the edge, as you can see here. But once we get it onto a cutting board, we'll slice it first in half, and I like using a pizza cutter for this, but use a knife if that's all you got. Then we're going to slice it into thirds like so, and this is going to give us 6 slider patties. Now in order for these to cook through, we're going to punch out 5 holes in each patty to allow the onions to steam them, and you can do this with something like a chopstick or a clean pen cap. They don't have to be perfect, just do your best. And once our patties are all holed up, we're going to transfer it back to the 8th sheet pan and let that freeze for about 20 minutes so that they can firm up a bit. And now for the onions, they don't use fresh onions like they did back in 1921. Instead, they use these dehydrated onions, and these are fairly easy to rehydrate. Just add some water in a 2-to-1 ratio. And for 6 sliders, I found that a 1/4 cup of dried onions and a 1/2 cup of water did a good job. Let those onions rehydrate for about 10 to 15 minutes as well, and they're going to look like this afterward, and while there's still a bit of water left, it's actually a good thing as it's going to help steam the burgers. Speaking of which, it's time to do exactly that. So to a griddle over medium heat, we're going to arrange our rehydrated onions into a square for 4 sliders, as that's what I felt like making at the time. And we're going to place our patties directly on the onions. Yep, they don't ever touch the grill, they simply get cooked through the steamed onions. And if that's not weird enough for you, we're also going to add the buns on top of the raw meat to get steamed as well. Yep, this is how they do it. And now on my first attempt, I realized my big mistake when the burgers were still pretty pink after about 5 minutes and the onions were starting to burn. And that mistake was making the patties way too thick. You see, I used 12 ounces of meat for 6 patties, and White Castle's patties are actually a little less than 1 ounce. So I re-smashed my meat, but I only used 6 ounces this time. So let's try that again, and yeah, huge improvement as far as being able to cook them through. In fact, as you can see here, they are already cooking before I could get the buns on top. Oh, and I also made sure to not season them this time to keep it authentic to White Castle as well. Once they cook through, they should look like that, and they are done. So scoop them up, and then we're going to assemble our slider. I made a bit of mess with the onions, but that's okay. I'm going to add 2 pickles that are dating, not mating, and then some ketchup, which apparently is more traditional too. And there we go. That looks like a pretty traditional White Castle slider to me. We got that pale, sad, steamed ham look. So after all that, are they any good? Well, I do admire the ingenuity of this method to cook a bunch of burgers quickly, but I have to say that the flavor and texture leaves a lot to be desired. The onion flavor from the steaming process is nice, but there is just no sear at all, and as we all know, the sear equals flavor. Plus, we can get that onion flavor from seasoning the patty or simply using grilled onions. My other issue is the patty is so thin the amount of bread overwhelms it, and since they are both very soft, the only thing providing a textural contrast is the crunch of the pickles. That said, here's how I prefer to make mine at home. It's basically a mashup of the 1921 and 1954 slider, and in fact, White Castle does have Impossible sliders, and to my knowledge, this is how they make them. We'll grill some onions, season and sear a patty, and then simply dress it with the onions, pickles, and mustard. You can go ahead and do ketchup if you want to, but I'm a mustard man. And to me, this is the best of both worlds. We got the fresh grilled onions, the seared patty, and the compact and simple package of just pickles and mustard. For me, this is the ideal homemade White Castle slider. Now, White Castle does make frozen sliders too, and I thought, how can I recreate the experience of eating some quick and easy White Castle after a night out? So I grilled up some patties and then let them cool. Next, I'll add a slice of vegan cheese and some of the rehydrated onions since I had a bunch left over, and we just need to wrap it up in some deli or parchment paper and then some foil. Throw that in the freezer, and then for science, I went to a couple of rock and roll shows that week and had a few drinks, and then when I got home, I unwrapped the foil and chucked that slider in the microwave for about 90 seconds. Unwrapped it, and then add some pickles and mustard, and I gotta say, this was such a nice midnight munchy meal. The cheese was perfectly melted and the bun was steamed. Honestly, this might be my favorite way, so I highly suggest meal prepping some of these for a late night snack or anytime snack. And if you want to see how to make your own burger patties from scratch, check out this video right here, and until then, I'll see you all next time.